Hey, we're just going through, well, we're leaving from Salt Lake International Airport on our way to Bonaire. Miriam's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to record a vlog. Might as well.
Videoing.
Because this will be fun.
Because we can.
Yep. See you in Atlanta. Hey, we're in Atlanta now. Happy Saturday? Ah.
Happy Saturday.
So we're about to get on our flight and head off to Bonaire. Or as we've started telling people, a little island just north of South America.
Yes.
Nobody knows.
Venezuela.
Yeah, nobody knows where Bonaire. So
Nobody knows.
okay. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, it's hot here.
It's hot. It's windy.
It's beautiful.
We just got to walk up a one of those cool stair things. So now we're on our way to the terminal or whatever.
However we get in here.
Ah, here comes the sun. Bye. So Bonaire Airport has one luggage thing, and pretty much all the people here just want to go scuba diving. Just want to go scuba diving so bad.
We're so excited.
We're on the bus getting ready to go over to Buddy Dive.
Really
Hello,
hot
back
here,
there. Super hot. And these seats, there's no room. I think it's made for people who are at least 5'2".
Yes.
Yeah, my femurs are too big. I should get them altered.
Hey, we just found our place, and can I just tell you it's super sweaty here, by the way. And I wanted to show it to you, so come on in.
Yeah, we had someone else's suitcase, so now we just have ours.
Look at this restroom. It's so cute. And look at the towels. Can you get close and
It's
show
very
the cute
European
towels?
here. Oh, there they are.
They're
They've
so
got
cute.
funny-
Got flowers on them.
Yeah, and that thing right there is how you flush the toilet.
Yeah,
It's the
look,
biggest
the
flusher
shower's
I've ever seen.
cute. Has the open door concept. Hey,
Okay.
I get my own sink.
You are a big
You
girl.
don't have to put stuff in my sink.
Okay,
There's the bedroom.
nice. Lots of closet space.
And there's a desk.
And an air conditioner, and it's amazing in here. Oh my gosh, it's very, very hot. And here's
Closet space.
the sitting room. And we went and grabbed weights.
They're so
Heavy. So I don't know if we're gonna go diving tonight. Just do a weight check or something.
Yeah. Look at
But
this cute flower.
wow, it's a cute flower.
Look at how cute it is.
So cute.
Flower.
And there's
the pool and a little.
and someone left their hangers, or maybe they just live here,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Those are wetsuit hangers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Well, we're gonna go shopping and get a bunch of keto food and
Meat.
come back. Maybe go to a restaurant. It'll depend on
Maybe go swimming. I don't know.
whatever we do. We're gonna get in the water because it's so hot.
Yeah, let's go.
If you know me at all I want to eat is eggs.
Yeah.
That's all I ever want. Also, salmon. I've been eating eggs and salmon for like the last year, and that's all I really want. So I'm super happy Chris made me the bacon and
You've
eggs.
got 4 eggs there.
I'm so happy.
A little tiny bratwurst.
Yeah, look, it's
It's so tiny.
It's so cute.
Okay.
And then I'll probably have one of his burgers, and then
Okay.
we'll have 2, and then you have.
I've got an egg, and there's this weird bacon stuff that's super, super salty.
This looks
It's
like a
delicious.
So yummy.
I poached it in the microwave.
Well, it's delicious.
Okay.
Just some Redmond here.
We've got weird salt that we got at the store, so I'll go grab that for you.
Okay,
But-
thank you.
Why is there regulators and stuff on the ground? Is it like we just got done scuba diving and it's time for dinner?
And bed.
Okay.
Straight to bed.
Well, because we have an early boat.
I'm so excited because we are trying really hard to stay healthy so that we can do stuff like this.
Indeed.
This morning we went down to the restaurant for breakfast and I got four fried eggs and a whole bunch of bacon and a piece of cheese and a piece of turkey. And then Chris, what did you get?
I got a rasher of bacon, I think is what it's called, some sausages, and some scrambled eggs.
And
it was really good.
Super yummy.
Yeah.
And now we went on 2 boat dives, and we are exhausted, but we came back to have some lunch. We're having roquewurst.
Roquewurst.
Which we bought. It has 0.5 grams of carbs per serving. And
I think that's per 100 grams.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's per 100 grams.
We're also having lemon lime zero, which we found at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then here is the Rockwurst, and then we have this cheese, which we thought was Swiss, but it's not.
It had holes like Swiss.
It's still really good.
It is really good.
So we're having some cheese.
So we're going to eat what we are hungry for and put the rest in the fridge, and then we're going to do some more dives.
And then we'll probably get cleaned up and go to the restaurant for dinner.
Think so?
So we can show
We've
you
got
what
one more
there.
dinner's worth in the fridge.
Oh yeah, but we'll have more time today.
That's true.
So
All right.
here's my breakfast.
What do you got?
I got an omelet with tomatoes, mushrooms, and cheese. You can see it's kind of sticking out here. And I got a piece of aged cheese, and then I also got this eggs de butter.
Nice.
It's unsalted, so we're definitely gonna salt it.
I've just got bacon, some eggs with sriracha, and some sausage. And water. And salty, I think.
Yep, always salty.
Okay.
Always salty. We are on our last dive day. We're going to do one more shipwreck, and it should be really cool. We just had a really delicious breakfast. I had an omelet with tomatoes, cheese, bacon. I think there was no mushrooms in there. Yeah, no mushrooms. I'm trying to remember. And then I just put a whole bunch of butter on top, and then I had bacon and prosciutto and some of hard cheese. It just says hard cheese, so it's just some cheese that's aged longer than the soft cheese. But it's been such a great time. We've been doing mostly breakfast and dinners, and our dinners have been kind of late, so that's weird for us, but we've been sleeping awesome, like 8 hours or more a night because we're so tired. But we're super excited to get this last shipwreck in, and then we'll be just chilling on the island for a day and a half because you've got to not dive before you fly. So we've got to make sure we have a lot of time for that to recover before we fly. Look at our beautiful background.
So beautiful here.
It's also beautiful.
Well, I mean, there's flamingos in there somewhere. I can't see with my glasses on. Anyway, hi everybody. So we're done with scuba diving for this
We
trip.
just finished our last dive, number 23.
I have 21. Maybe I have 23.
I don't know which one.
I have 21. Anyway, it's twice as many as we've ever done before, and twice as many as we did last year. Anyway.
And I was saying this earlier on our live stream the other day. If it wasn't for Keto, I would have never done scuba diving. Because I think Keto made me brave. I think a lot of things, because of our business, because we had to go out and different places of the United States, I was not afraid of people. And yeah, it just helped me a long way on my journey of my health and my self and my mental health, and I feel like Keto's really helped me through a lot of that. And because of Keto, we decided to get certified, and because we got certified, we got to come here and see the beautiful world.
Yep.
So it's so cool.
Super cool. Let's go see if we can find some more flamingos.
Okay.
So this is what the other side of the island looks like. You have constant wind, you have constant waves. It's just gnarly. No way would you want to go out in there.
I would not want to try to do an entry.
No. And then the west side of the island is just pristine and calm and amazing. That's so interesting.
Really pretty still. So that red is that seaweed?
Yeah. Well, last day of the trip, we're not checked out yet, but we returned the rental truck.
Right.
We turned in the locker key. We had breakfast, bacon
It's
and
delicious.
eggs.
Omelet.
You had an omelet.
Every day I had an omelet with butter on it.
Really quite nice.
So, same.
Because the breakfast was included. So,
It was awesome.
I actually stole some onions from the roasted vegetables. They tasted like candy.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been tempted to grab a potato, and I do not want that in my life.
Well, yeah, and so this has been an interesting trip, food-wise. We actually still have some food in the refrigerator.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it, and hopefully the housekeeper takes it.
But there are some sausages that we can take with us.
Oh yeah,
Because those are shelf stable. They were not refrigerated when we bought them. But I don't know about your liverwursts.
We do need to bring the cheese home that we got for the kids.
Yes.
Although that's been in the fridge, and that was shelf stable.
Yeah.
So.
But
Hopefully it's good.
It's been a lot of fun. We got to do a lot of diving yesterday. We went back down to the Hilma Hooker.
Yeah. It was
which,
amazing. And we didn't get to film it because we were out of storage.
Well, and it's interesting. I apparently turned on recording on my 360 camera when it was in a bag.
It's kind of hard to get it right when you're underwater trying not to crash into things.
Yeah, but apparently I turned it anyway. So I recorded an hour of blackness.
But let me just tell you, when we got here, this bag was
full
of salty, and this is all we have left. We downed so much.
Well, you had brought some too, right?
Yeah, I brought some too. And
so that's between the two of us. We went through a lot.
We probably went through like 5 salties a day minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just because you just use up all that energy, and we just need it to be replenished, which was awesome because a lot of times when you're diving, you get a headache, which could be from the nitrogen, but also like there's so many other factors.
Yeah.
And I had like a headache a couple of times in the morning when I first went down under the water, but it didn't last. So I just kept going with the salty the whole time, and it was great.
Yeah.
And I feel like really. I say. The food was amazing.
Yeah.
We did super great with our food, and I feel like because of keto, we didn't have like any carb crashes. We just kept on going.
Lunch was always interesting on the ships because on the boat dives, because there was no way to go get lunch or anything like that. And then actually lunch was afterwards, but everybody else was wolfing down the.
They had cantaloupe and watermelon and honeydew,
which wouldn't have been the end of the world.
Yeah.
The amount of activity we would have been fine. So. Yeah, we would just have some salty, and I wasn't even really hungry because we'd eaten a decent breakfast every time.
I wasn't hungry either. I pretty much wasn't hungry till this morning when I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry.
And now I'm hungry. Yeah. So it was a great trip. We doubled the total lifetime number of dives that we've done.
Yep.
And we did twice as many dives this trip as we did all of last year. So good fun. Now we just need to wait for. So it's going to be a full day of travel. They are going to pick us up at noon, take us to the airport, leave us there. Our flight's not until 3 something.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to be sweaty.
Yeah, because it's so hot here. But let me just tell you really quick. Before my legs swell and start to hurt, this whole trip, they did not hurt at all.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't wear compression except for the very first day when we traveled here. So scuba diving for the win.
And super clean eating too.
Yes, clean.
It's amazing when you're out of your element and you don't have the little crutches that you might use, the snacky things. Yeah, we did extremely well. I'm interested to see. I know Joe and Rachel don't like to weigh themselves.
Yeah.
Because they don't like that to
define the trip.
Yeah, define everything.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if we have lost weight during this trip.
Yeah. Although it's going to be hard to tell, at least for me, because we have that full day of travel, which means I'll be retaining water all day.
Oh, yeah.
And then I will be swollen tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So.
But one interesting thing I've been thinking of is Dr. Brian Lenskis, in one of his talks about how cool continuous glucose monitors are.
Yeah.
And he had talked about this executive guy that he was working with who was super stressful and went on a vacation, had his CGM.
He even had like pizza and stuff.
I think it was ice cream was the thing that he ate. Anyway, he didn't stick to keto. He was mostly keto. How about that? But the reduction in stress was enough for him to lose a considerable amount of
8
weight.
pounds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He lost 8 pounds on his trip because he chilled out. And that's what Chris needs to do.
Chill out.
Chill the heck out.
Well, and that was an interesting thing on this trip. When we first got here, our first 2 dives,
yeah.
We still had the...
Trying to remember all the things.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
I related it to learning how to drive a car. So when you're first learning how to drive a car, you're literally thinking through every action.
It's
okay,
conscious
put
effort.
on the gas, make sure I'm in the right gear. Okay, turn to the left, turn to the right, go forward, go backwards. Like every single thing you're thinking through
have to
how
consciously
it's going to
do it.
work. And something just got dark.
The light just, it went bright and now it's going, anyway.
Okay. Anyway, so you're thinking about how everything is working. So the first few dives, we're doing that. Like, am I breathing right? Is all my equipment working? Where's my flashlight? Where's my this? Like, am I in the water? And trying to be buoyant, which is always the hardest part, because I either sink or I float. And so I have to figure out how to get that in between. It takes a couple of dives to get that figured out.
The funny thing is, you sinking or floating can, in large portion, be determined by how much air is in your lungs.
Yes. And so you're trying to control how much air you have in your lungs. So by the 3rd and 4th dive, I was breathing slower, and I like take a big breath and then I go poop, 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 like push out the air just a little at a time. And then the air goes slower. I have never used up my air faster than Chris, and for some reason this time I was just
like
blowing
the
through
first 5 dives,
like,
Miriam was
I have 300 left. I guess this is over.
Yeah, you start with a certain pounds per square inch of air in your tank. It's usually like 3,000 or 3,200 or something like that. And yeah, I typically will use up air a lot faster than Miriam.
Typically is guys versus girls a lot of times. And so when I was like using my air, I'm like, something is wrong. I'm messed up today. So about halfway through the week, when we started being equal, I'm like,
started
finally,
out.
I've got this. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, you have 1,400? Oh, I have 1,600.
Yeah. Well, and it was interesting. We actually went back and redove some of the places that we had earlier done, like the Helma Hooker, which is the shipwreck.
Yes.
The second time around was a lot better because instead of us swimming out there and then going down and then we quickly go around it and then we're done and we're out of air. And this time we got to the point where we were just swimming along and just
chilling out,
just slowly going along, and it's fine. And the journey was the destination.
Yeah. And you know, it's so interesting because when you scuba dive, you're alone with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's
a lot of the thoughts are fish, 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 fish.
It's funny how mean my thoughts were. Like, what's wrong with me? I was like, Chris, why are you going so fast? Where are you? Why are you not by me? Why am I not by you? Why is that person? Why I just ran into somebody? You know, like all this thinking, and I had to calm my thoughts, calm my mind. And I was thinking about this last night as I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
How disconnected we were because we couldn't take our phones. We couldn't.
This whole trip
at all.
The only time we had our phones was when we were on the boat, which was funny actually.
And we took like 2 pictures, and that was it. Because you can't, we couldn't leave it in the car because we're on this island somewhere, and they said, we don't want to leave.
They said leave the windows rolled down
and the
doors unlocked so that no one will break windows to steal stuff because there won't be anything to steal.
So they'll just open it, look in there, and close it. So I had sunglasses and hat. That was it. And Chris dove with the key to the car in his pocket.
In my zippered pocket.
Of his
and
thing.
It totally rusted and stained my shorts. There's a big brown stain on it. Yeah, that is. Anyway, it's kind of funny.
But anyway, it was really, it made me think about maybe having.
Yes, it's still recording.
Brighter again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe having some kind of fast of electronics. Or just realizing that sometimes part of the stress of life
Mm-hmm.
is trying to keep up with everything, keep up with emails, keep up with work, keep up with this. And it's like, you might just need to give yourself an hour time off or 2 hours or something, or maybe a week, and just be like, unplug. Because this is probably the most unplugged we've ever been.
I had a lot of people at work still trying to ask me questions.
Yeah.
Up until probably Thursday.
But another thing was, here at the place that we stayed, the internet wasn't very good.
Yeah, there's Wi-Fi. It only works if you're sitting over here, like
By
in
the window.
patio thing.
So, like in our room and in other areas, there's no Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi doesn't work very good.
And the cellular reception is terrible, and we only get 256 kilobit per second down.
Yeah, so hard.
Which is fine. Oh, and calls are 20 cents a minute.
Yeah, so we didn't get to talk to our kids very much.
Well, we were able to use Facebook Messenger. Yeah.
But anyway, just something to think about. Like maybe take some time to unplug, reset, de-stress, and maybe in times like we just need to take that moment to de-stress in other ways, like and just make a conscious decision to do it, because I think so much we focus on the food when there's so many other factors, and the food is the first step. But honestly, I feel like when we're eating all those extra like keto treats and even possibly too many veggies and stuff or berries, we're still eating too many carbs and our brain is not as clear. But we did carnivore this whole week.
Pretty much.
I had like a
And
couple
a
of
little bit of
zucchinis,
onions.
and you had the couple onions. So other than that, that was all we ate.
Yeah, that
Like,
was it.
we were so good with our eating, and my mind was very clear. So it was nice.
You had eggs and little pieces of bacon and
that's
hamburger
true. I
patties
did have-
like every day,
Yeah, and we had some cheese
and some cheese. Well, going back to the
and liverwurst.
getting yourself in automatic mode.
Yeah.
And the longer you do something, the more you're able to not have to think about it.
Right.
Same thing with keto. The longer you stick to a lifestyle of eating, the less you have to think about it. You go to a restaurant, you don't have to decide whether or not you're going to eat that thing.
Yeah.
Well, last night we went to the restaurant here at the resort, and they had a all-you-can-eat barbecue thing
It was
for dinner.
great.
Actually, it was, because they had pulled pork, no sauce. They had picanha, top sirloin, that they had did as a sous vide, but it was a bit cold.
It was still really
They
good.
seared it anyway. It was still good. It was still beef.
Yeah.
And they also had salmon, which was great.
The salmon was really good with the lemon pepper on it, and then they had all these sauces on the
Herb
side.
butters.
Well, because we kind of get into that motion. I mean, how many years we've been doing this? We don't even look at the potatoes. We just pass it.
Yeah, like they had corn wrapped up in aluminum foil, and they had baked beans, and I didn't stop and look at I love baked beans. This is one of my favorite things before I started keto, but because they're just covered in that yummy sauce that's full of sugar.
Brown sugar sauce.
And anyway, yeah, we didn't have to stop and think about that.
Yeah.
It was an automatic response. We just got the meat, just went for it. We were eating dinner with one of our friends that we made here on this trip. He's like, "You guys pretty much just eat carnivore then, huh?" It's like, yeah.
Yep, pretty much. You know, that reminds me, when we first got here, we got in the rental truck and it's a stick shift.
Yes.
And you know how to drive a stick shift,
my
but haven't driven one
first
in what,
3
20
cars
years?
were a manual transmission.
Yeah. So it was funny just getting back into that, and it's like I just kept saying, just like riding a bike, just like riding a bike, because it took him
It
half the
took
day.
me 3 days to not have to try to start the car without the clutch in. And I'm like,
3
that's
days.
not going to work.
It looked like
Clutch,
you did really great.
Brake. But I was doing pretty good, but it took the 3 days to just, at that point, I was back in the groove.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that, you don't have to think about shifting up, shifting down, blah, blah, blah. You get to the point where those learned behaviors just kick in, and all you have to do is, it's just an automatic response. It's really cool.
It's that muscle memory.
Yeah.
So you do that with keto, and someday we'll do that with Scuba, because we'll have went enough times that
Well,
we can just get in and be like, this is it.
We made major steps this time. Like I said,
was
we
awesome.
doubled our total number
It
of
was
dives.
so fun.
It's really cool. We did 21 dives this week. We
And
would have done more.
We could have done more.
We could have.
We skipped one in the morning and we didn't do a lot of night dives. We did one.
Didn't really want to do that. You want to talk about the ostracods?
Oh my gosh, you guys, you
Okay.
want us to keep talking? There is a little tiny shrimp.
Yeah, they
It's
call it a
called shrimp.
seed shrimp.
Seed shrimp. And it's like
It's a little
tiny.
tiny.
And after a full moon, this is so voodoo, right?
So the sun has set. The full moon hasn't come up yet. About 45 minutes later is when it starts.
Yeah. And so we dove at night without
Yeah,
flashlights.
it was getting
We
dark.
got down to about 30 feet, and then we knelt down on the
Yeah,
sand.
blew all of our air out of our buoyancy tanks
Mm-hmm.
things and just knelt in the sand.
And then
We're
sat
just
there
chilling
for
like
45 minutes. So it happened sooner than that. So you could see some bioluminescence in the water if you like went like this with your hands,
Yeah.
which was really cool. And of course we didn't get any of this on video because it's so small and so little you can't get on video.
Yeah, some people have captured on video, but they have to use giant cameras with really good lenses.
We'll see if we can grab a piece of that. But anyway, they're called ostracods. And so the little shrimp, what they do is they have their mating ritual at that time.
Yeah.
And so the male go like this.
It squirts out
they
bioluminescent
They
gel
squirt
stuff.
out whatever stuff that they squirt out. And it's like this little pattern of dots, dot, 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 of blue. And then they react to ultraviolet light. So one of our guys down there with us had a black light.
Yeah.
And he would just shine it, and then they would shine again. So it was so cool. It was like, Princess Fairy magic is real.
Well, because I was sitting there going, ha, 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 and like these blue sparkles were just shimmering all over the place. It was just crazy.
It was so crazy.
And then, you see the guy would flash the light. And what the ostracods are doing, the males are trying to outperform each other to attract the females. And so...
And you can't see them. That's the thing that's so weird.
Can't.
You can't see them with your eyes.
They're
You can
transparent.
only see the light.
And so... And it's completely black at this point. And so what they would do is they would zoom along, and when they squirt out the gel stuff, the bioluminescent stuff, it takes about a half second for the stuff to illuminate.
Yeah.
So you would see this stream of these dots. It was just so fascinating. And they're trying to outperform each other. So when the one guy would shine the UV light, all the other males would be like, well, that one's doing better than me. I better go.
I want to go.
And so it would just, everywhere would light up. And it's like, holy cow, we're swimming in these things.
Oh, everywhere. Like, they were like this close to my mask. At first, when I first saw one, I'm like, oh no, I'm going to faint. This is not a good sign.
You thought you were
hallucinating. I thought it was
hallucinating.
like the black, the little sparkles when you start to black out. I'm like, I can't faint at the bottom of the ocean. That's not good.
But it was really cool. We did start to get cold, which was interesting. We
Even
were
though we're
wearing
in our wetsuits.
We were wearing wetsuits that are 3 millimeters thick. The water was 82 degrees.
Yeah, but we sat there forever, so
Yeah,
I feel like
not
forever.
moving. And it's interesting, the way wetsuits work is they let water in, but then they kind of hold it there against your skin, and so that water warms up.
Then you warm it up.
Yeah.
Essentially, like you're wearing a little piece of styrofoam or something, right?
Yeah.
Type of
Neoprene.
thing.
But it was just a fantastic experience. I'm glad we came on this trip. I'm glad we took the time to celebrate our 25th anniversary next year.
24th this year. Our 25th together.
Yeah.
Right.
25th year together.
24 married, because next month is our anniversary. So that's really, it's like, next week? That's pretty close.
April's almost over, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy April.
But I keep, looking back and saying, if it wasn't for keto, I would never be brave enough to do this. And I know that seems so weird, but because I've done these hard things in changing my diet, in trying to be more adventurous in dealing with stuff that's in my brain that I didn't know was a problem. I've been able to do stuff like this and can't wait to do it again.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
This was expensive. All right. Well, guys, I think that pretty much sums it up. Now we just got to, we need to fly to Atlanta and then fly back to Salt Lake.
Fly home.
And then we'll get to hang out with our kids.
Yay! Then we'll be back on a regular live stream where we're not weird looking.
Yeah.
So this is where we would come to get our tanks. You would drive up here, you've got places to wash your gear. Then you could drop off your old tanks, grab new ones. Pretty slick. Here's where we'd go diving from or catch the boat from. Just water right there. You've got a pier, you've got some ladders over there where you could come in and out. Yeah, nice setup.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. It's been so nice to talk to you and have a great day.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can throw in some footage here. So if you're done with this video, great. If you want to keep watching some footage,
I'll show you some fish stuff.
Yeah, some fish stuff. I'm gonna throw that here at the end. But catch you later.
Bye.